What's going on, everyone? Before I get into this review, I want to say there are going to be a lot of spoilers in this season 2 finale review of The Old Man. So if you haven't seen the season 2 finale, stop watching this review now, check out the episode, and then come back and let's talk about it and discuss it. But if you have seen it, here is my take and my review and what I think about season 2 finale of The Old Man. Episode 8, the Season 2 finale of The Old Man, is finally here, and it starts off where we get the perspective of Parwana after she was talking to Dan, where Dan and Harold think that she died, but then Pavlovich's men came in and we heard gunfire, and that was it. Now, it's Parwana's side, her view and perspective of what happened. Pavlovich's men come in and kind of shoot up the place, but then Parwana's aunt is shot. Faraz Hamzad's sister, she's shot dead. And Parwana's like, I'm the only Hamzad, I'm the only Hamzad. She gets taken, she gets put into a room, and she says she'll give information in order to save everyone's life. She has a rapport now with one of the Russian soldiers who is watching her and kind of giving her food and stuff and taking the information and everything. And, you know, she said, he's like, why are you doing this? And she's like, because I love them. That's why I want to save them. So she kind of escapes in a way by hitting him over the head with a bottle of vodka. She escapes, he gets killed, and then it's like, whoa. Now we know how Parwana owns now the Meshbahar deposit. Fast forward now, and now we see Harold talking to Marion, his ex-wife, who I didn't even know she had so much power in this, but you can see that she does in the next few scenes. Basically, we see that Harold is trying to talk Marion into helping out and finding Dan, saving Parwana or Emily or Angela or whatever, whichever character you want to call her, because she has 3 fathers and she's got a lot of baggage recently, and it's just insane. Now, with that, she kind of calls to the Chinese, I guess the people that she's in business with, and they're at this big meeting after the end of the last episode where you see Pavlovich talking to everyone at a table and saying, do you have control of the deposit? He's like, yes. And basically we see then Julian in the car with Zoe. She's going back and forth. It's like, you think Dan's alive? This and that. Julian's like, I don't know. Julian gets a phone call from Harold, stay on the line, and we see that Julian go to this area where there are a lot of bodyguards, and this meeting is taking place. And then, on the other end, you see Marion talking to the Chinese people, and we see that the guards are telling everyone else to back down because he's coming in to kind of evidently get rid of Pavlovich. Well, Julian goes in and dismantles Pavlovich's bodyguards, shoots Pavlovich in the leg or in the side, wherever that may be. And Julian's like, you know, so-and-so, you did this. And Pavlovich's like, do you know who I am? And Julian's like, yeah, I know. You're the man who killed Morgan Boat, the old man. And without even hesitation, Julian just shoots Pavlovich dead. That's it. That's the end of that story. Pavlovich is dead. He's gone. Julian did what he had to do for revenge of the old man, which I think it was the perfect person to do so. And then you see Zoe go into a car that was left open by 2 of the Russian bodyguards who went out and heard the gunshots. She finds the location of Dan. She goes to that place and finds him and tries to bring him back to life and resuscitate him because now she has the antidote. Where they got the antidote, I don't know. I could be mistaken. Maybe there's a plot hole somewhere. But somehow she has the antidote. Julian had the antidote. And it's like, okay. Then the wheels start turning. We then see that Marion sits down next to Harold, and then 2 bodyguards come in. And Harold knows what's going to happen. And then Marion kind of tells her men to take Harold away. That's the last we see of Harold. Then we see Dan and Zoe at a safe house that Morgan Boat had. They're fine. They're safe. They're just living their life, going on back and forth. And Dan is like kind of paranoid because in a way he wants to know what's going on, what happened. The man in the CIA that she talked to, do they know certain things? Do they not know certain things? What's the whole thing with finding out, you know, who's alive and who's dead, who knows what, who doesn't know what, who's the only person that knows that they're at this safe house. And then you see Zoe go into town, talk on the phone with her son. The only communication that we saw with her son, I believe, and that was it. And then you see Dan sitting on a porch just reminiscing, and then there's a delivery truck that drives by, puts a package in front of the gate. Dan goes out, opens the box. I thought it was a body part. I was wrong. It's a cell phone with a number. He calls it, and then we see in the next scene Zoe and Dan go to a diner, and then we see Angela there, alive and well. Angela and all three of them sit down, and Angela's like, I need your help to find Harold because Marion has him, and she's using him to get to me because of the Meshbahar deposits. And Dan's like, he doesn't know what's going on. Okay, he doesn't know who runs the Meshbahar deposit, doesn't absolutely know everything that's going on. So basically, Dan's like, well, who runs it? Who is this? He's like, me, I do. Angela's like, yeah, I run it, I do. And then Dan's like, what? So all of a sudden, Angela, Parwana, Emily, whatever you want to call her, now has all this power. And it's absolutely crazy. And she kind of mentions the name Lou Barlow. It's like, who's Lou Barlow? Zoe's like, who's Lou Barlow? But we don't know who Lou Barlow is because the character has never been introduced. So it's like, oh, all right. Is he good? Is he bad? Who is he? What's this? And what does this have to do with Harold and Marion? And then we see literally a fleet of SUVs pull up outside the diner, and Angela's like, I have a plane waiting for us on the tarmac to take us what we have to do. And then Dan's just looking at her like she's not the same person who she was. And then Dan's like, oh, I see. It's like whatever Parwana Hamzad wants, Parwana Hamzad gets. And Parwana's like, you're damn right. And that's the end. And that's the season 2 finale and the entire season of season 2 of The Old Man. Insane and crazy. And the way it ended, we're definitely getting a season 3. That's if it's renewed. No word yet as of this season 2 finale review or the season 2 finale that it has been renewed for a 3rd season. But I want it to be renewed for a 3rd season because I'm very curious to see how the story will play out and how much of a power struggle Parwana and Marion are going to have over the Meshbahar deposit, and how Dan will do anything, and what's the history between Lou Barlow and Dan Chase, and if Harold is being tortured or keeping safe or whatever it is, because Marion has evidently the whole goddamn world in her hands and wants control of certain things. And it's just like, wow. This entirety of season 2 of The Old Man was way better than season 1. Season 1 was just the facts, and we were confused of what was happening, what was going on. Who was Angela, Emily, Harold, Dan? What is happening with the whole thing? And then they got into season 2, and it was really, really good. The action was up. There was more tension. We had more aspect of the characters being good, being bad. Who's in control? Who's not in control? What will it take to actually control things? And it's like, oh, okay. The Old Man is Morgan Boat, who is dead. But the Old Man could also mean Dan Chase, Harold Harper. But also, the show is focused on Parwana Hamzad, Emily Chase, or Angela Adams, or whatever you want to call her. It's focused on her. And Zoe is just looking at Angela like, oh, okay. Zoe still kind of has a history to herself, too, but I'm pretty sure in the 3rd season, if it happens, it will kind of come out. But also, Julian Carson, a hitman hired and who worked for Morgan Boat, was really, really good in this. He just came in within the last 2 episodes of this 2nd season and just kicked ass and did what he had to do. So they kind of eliminated Pavlovich really, really quickly, which was great to see, and it was really fun. And then it's like, oh, okay, there's more to it. There's more to the story. And it's like, all right, it leaves it open for a 3rd season. Now, the 1st season had 7 episodes. This season had 8. So maybe we can push the envelope a little bit and give us 10 episodes for the 3rd season. Give us more story, more in-depth, draw it out a little bit, give us more dialogue. And then the question is, if they do have Lou Barlow in the 3rd season, which they will have, who will play that character? What actor? That's going to be interesting to see whoever they cast interact with Jeff Bridges, John Lithgow, you name it. It's going to be amazing. I had fun with the second season, and it was really, really good. So let me know in the comment section below what you thought about the entirety and the season 2 finale of The Old Man. Did you like it? Did you not like it? What did you think of it? Did you like it better than the first season? Do you think that this second season had more story, more action? Were there some plot points that were confusing to you? What do you think will happen in the third season? Who do you think Luke Barlow is, and who do you think is going to play Luke Barlow? Do you want a third season of The Old Man? And is this one of your new favorite shows now on television or on streaming? Let me know in the comment section below about all the questions I just asked. I'm Mr. Filmstock. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you all in the next review video. And I do want to thank you all for tuning into my episodic weekly reviews of Season 2 of The Old Man.